Never mind. I guess we're going without a description.
I'll fix that later.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Is this crazy or what? It's setting it up.
Yeah, I see the little icon that says live on Facebook right now.
Oh my gosh.
And I just got the notification that we're live.
On Joy and Andrew. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Is this crazy or what? It's setting must mute now.
Oh,
Hold on a second. Okay, I got that done. All right.
Are you there?
Can you verify on your phone that we're live? This is like
Sure.
brand new, people. In fact, so new I didn't even do a description when I posted live on Facebook because
This
I was
is
like so nervous to press the go live button. I just like skimmed over everything. Andrew's like, don't you want to tell people what we're about to talk about? I'm like,
Nah.
whoops. Hey, this is Joy and Andrew.
I'm Andrew.
And we have a special guest that we want to introduce y'all tonight. This is Brad English. Brad, say hello.
Hello.
And we thought it would be super fun to bring you guys some stories just that have inspired us over the past several months. And we know that they'll inspire you. I know, like, life change. Is it on? Is it going?
Keep talking. We'll find out.
Oh, it's live. Everyone's making New Year's resolutions and are trying to figure out, a sustainable way to reach their health and fitness goals. And there was one thing shared. We were at a meeting for coaches in our area yesterday, and Andrew really loved this concept about, I'm going to say the phrase wrong, so you say it. I know you know. Do you got it? Like, is my mental telepathy working?
I totally actually know where you're going
Okay,
with this.
so what was...
So one of the guys who came up and talked with us was Dr. Luigi, who is the new medical doctor for Beachbody, who is doing all of the kind of reinforcing the science and everything else. And he said something because he has a public health background. He said that really Beachbody is taking fitness and turning it into public health, which was awesome because the public health aspect of it is, individually we all want to get fitter, we want to get healthier, all those things, or at least a lot of us do. But how does that impact the overall health of our society? Not necessarily just from, we're all healthier and we're skinnier, but no, literally public health and the cost that goes along with it. I'm assuming that's what you were talking about.
Yes, it was because I think that the change has to happen, and I talk about this all the time. Through relationship. Like, life change doesn't happen in a vacuum. And a lot of the reason why people, I think, like, stop or fail when they try to make healthy lifestyle changes because they're trying to do it without support. So I really feel like the stories that we can bring to you are encouragement and hope that will keep you going. So we hope that you'll tune in and listen to Brad's story. So we want to introduce you to Brad. And Brad and Jill came to us. Oh my gosh.
Who's Jill?
His wife.
Okay, let's just...
Jill actually kind of took the lead and dragged you along. But before we get into that, because I love that part of your story, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you guys live? Do you have kids? Well, obviously, I let the cat out of the bag that you're married, but just tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So again, Brad English. I'm a native Houstonian, born and raised here in Houston. My wife, Jill, and I, we've been married for 15 years last year. And we have two wonderful kids. One turns 11 tomorrow. Our son turns 11 tomorrow, and our daughter is 7 years old.
Happy birthday to your boy.
Yes, we are. He's stoked.
What are you going to do?
So he chooses every year to go to Shogun for Japanese food. So it's the kind where they cook there at the thing in front of you, and they throw the shrimp in your mouth and all that kind of good stuff. So.
Oh yeah, hibachi grills are awesome. They're also like several $100s. So good luck to you on that.
Yeah, so that's why we go once a year.
Yeah.
We went through a phase with our boys with that. They were like always wanting hibachi for the special occasion. Yeah, and we were like, of course it's totally fun, but it's quite a bill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you guys will have a blast. So okay. So tell us a little bit about how on earth you got hooked up with us, because we're in Dallas, you're in Houston. We didn't know where all this.
I couldn't tell the exact story. I know Jill got in touch with you first, but I think maybe through a friend. But she found out about you guys. Yeah. I knew very little about Beachbody, Shakeology, or any of that, and hadn't really done any kind of regimented program before. Mm-hmm. And we done some start and stop kind of fitness things of, I'll go work out. I did running once. I tried my hand at running. It was like during the summer, I did the Couch to 5K, but there's nothing really formalized. And when I think Jill got in touch with you about starting Shift Shop, that was like, okay, let's do this and give it a shot.
So you never pushed back, or I mean, she was dragging you into this, and you were like all in from day one.
Well, it was like, well, she's going to do it, and I know her chances of success are better when I'm involved, and I would feel bad if she was. I just want to think I would feel really bad if she did it all by herself, and I just sitting back eating my nachos while she's drinking her shakes, having her salad. So. And we've kind of had a goal of just, we want to be healthier for our kids and healthier for our family and set good examples and be around a while longer. So she took the initiative to get it going, and I'm like, okay, I'll go along. Sure, whatever. Let's do this. So no grand ambitions. I was just along for the ride.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that why power. So what really was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, that made you guys want to make some serious changes for yourselves?
It really is kind of looking at habits. It's our kids, honestly, and our family and each other that we want to set good examples for. There's nothing like your kids repeating back to you what you've been doing, or saying, or just, I don't know, they're taking on habits that we have. Yeah. And so we want to be the good examples for them. So we do our best spiritually as well. So we're trying to be spiritual leaders for them. So now that kind of transitions over to being physical leaders for them too.
So you said something interesting in the beginning, that you went through a full round. You'd never done a real program before. How many rounds of Shift Shop did you do? We did 2 rounds of Shift Shop. So for those of you who don't know, each round is 3 weeks long. Yeah. What was it that attracted you to a program like that, where it was kind of a little more regimented, a full program that's in play, and what were kind of some of the struggles you ran into as far as, completing it? Or was it just like, hey, we're doing this and there is no backing out, we're doing this? So for me personally, I need to be told what to do. If I'm left trying to find something, I go to Google or I go to Pinterest and find something, but I don't know, is that what I should be doing? Right? It looks fun. Sure, I'll give it a shot, but I'm going off a printout, or I don't. Nutrition was one of those things I wasn't quite sure what I should be doing during a workout. A lot of questions, and I didn't have any kind of authority to go to. What I loved about Shift Shop was, number one, it was highly regimented, which helps me plan. I'm a huge planner. Mm-hmm. And the meal prep helped me out of saying, okay, what are we doing for the week? I have this many yellows, this many reds, this many greens, this many purples, and I can plan that out. Great. I know what to do. Do this workout for this many days. Great. I'm on that. Right. So it was, for me, it was the structure. Because I thrive on structure, and I needed the structure. Once I had it, I was able to internalize it, and so now I start in my mind every day counting. Okay, how many reds am I having today, or how many purples? It's kind of just, it's gone that far into it. But there are like recipes that we use in Shift Shop that we still use. They're just part of our daily menu now, our weekly menu.
I love that. So how sustainable then has this been for you? Because I know a lot of people think that, they're going to go through a program and then just kind of go back to old habits. Like how has this changed the way you guys go out to eat, or the way you travel, or what have you found to be sustainable about this? Because you guys have maintained and even built on, I'm going to show you results here in a second, but you guys have rocked it. You haven't backslid at all.
And I think seeing the results helps with that some too. So seeing the progression through the first, right? It's because I don't want to mess this up. We did this well. I don't want to mess it up.
What do I don't want to lose
that? But it was, and even in the first 3 weeks, right? The first week of Shift Shop, we saw some cool things come out of it, and we felt better coming out of it. We saw, it wasn't I think Jill was down 8 or 10 pounds. I was down 13 pounds after 3 weeks, and we're like, okay, this goes somewhere. So let's give it another shot. Let's keep going with it. So it's that success you're seeing over and over again that helps to motivate. And I think I mentioned it when we had lunch that time. Our daughter came in, we were working out one day and said, "Daddy, I can see your muscles."
Oh.
And that was like a huge, like, okay, let's keep this going. That was a huge boost. So that was like, again, your kids noticing what you're doing.
Yeah, that is like a massive motivator. Our oldest son just started day one of a program. He's taken the lead, and you never know, with your teenagers if they're going to follow through or not, but we are hopeful. And it's been like today has been really cool to see them, kind of make that connection and start to take the lead on their own. And I know that's because for the past 3.5 years, they've been seeing it in us. So do you feel like you were able to live life? Like, did you feel like you were being deprived?
Oh, not at all. So like early on, I think it was third week of Shift Shop. The first time it was like the no carb week. When we got it, we had a parents' night out, and we went to, I think it was a Mexican restaurant here in Houston. I'm like, crap, you're just going. Yeah, no, it's no carbs, but let's put a whole bowl full of chips in front of you. And this is where doing it with somebody helped out a lot, because we're able to lean on each other and be, okay, move the chips away. But we got they had a killer fajita salad. That was awesome. I mean, it fit the bill. We asked for the dressing on the side. I mean, the principles, right? And the programs that we learned from for you guys too, helped us understand the principles of when you go in a restaurant. Okay, let's go for the salad. Find the things that kind of fit the rules of going prepared into other things. When we see movies, again, we stole this from y'all, so it's not my idea. I take my bag of apple slices with me in there, and yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm that kind of person now, where I'll take a bottle of water and apple slices to go see a movie. And I had been really big on craft beer, which I haven't cut out entirely. It's like maybe every other week. It's a couple of drinks every other weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not out. It's moderated, and I'm able to enjoy that more. But yeah, it's the principles we learn around it, so we can keep enjoying life. I travel every once in a while, not near as much as Andrew does. But when I traveled, it was to Paris for work, and that's cheese and bread, like all the time. So that you have to be a little bit flexible with, because it's not a permanent thing. But again, you're taking the similar choices. So
yeah, I was gonna say
focusing on not carbs, focusing on the proteins, the veggies. There's not as many veggies there, but again, you're still doing it, and you're trying to make the healthy choices while you're there, because you don't want to backslide.
I'm thinking if you can make healthy choices in Paris, that's pretty impressive. So I
took my Shakeology with me there too.
Oh, I take it anytime I travel, because honestly, I do. I have a travel blender. I know this is so TMI, but someone out there might appreciate it. But I used to suffer from horrible travel bloat, and it would cause pain and discomfort for several days. But if I travel with my Shakeology with all those superfoods and probiotics, it helps.
So before you bounce over and show the results, I've got one follow-up question from something he said there.
Well, we're not going to say goodbye after the results, but yes.
Okay. Well, one of the things you mentioned in there was that you had the support of your wife, obviously. So you're going in these things. Yeah. Talk a little bit about some of the support that you got and the encouragement you got from the group itself. So, obviously you were part of the group. You're checking in, etc. Not everyone has the pleasure of doing this with a spouse or a significant other. Talk a little bit about that for us.
See, that was also one of the things that was fantastic. And I shared on Facebook and in my feed at the end of the year, the things that I learned through through 6 or 7 months of doing this. And one of them was, don't do it alone. If you don't have your spouse, get a Facebook group, get with a coach. But the accountability of posting a sweaty selfie every day, or sharing the things that you're struggling with, to number one, see that you're not alone. Because 10 days or so in, you start getting the carb shakes or something. I don't know what it was, but you start struggling.
But Shift Shop, yeah, is a little bit more strict. Yeah,
that kind of stuff. But you start getting that, and if I messed up and had a bowl of Cheez-Its today. Well, guess what? Everyone else has done that too. One moment of weakness doesn't kill you. But to hear that other people have that too is huge. And when you share, when you don't feel like doing a workout and you post your sweaty selfie in there and people say, good job, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It totally is. And I think it helps change that broken record we play in our head, you know, where like we have one little stumble and it's like, oh, I suck. I'm just going to quit and give up and start over or whatever. But when you have a whole group of people who are like sharing the same experience, who are just normal people just like you're like, oh, I can make the next good decision. I don't have to stop. It's not a perfection thing. It's a progress thing.
Exactly.
It's powerful. And yeah, no one's perfect. That's a complete myth, but we all fight for it in the group. And the thing I love most, I think about just your story is that, well, one, y'all did it together because Anna and I really truly believe that sweat dates can strengthen marriages. Maybe you want to talk about, you know, how it changed your relationship a little bit. But you also discovered that you have an inner cheerleader. And so the group helped. It's not like you're absolutely dependent on the group. The group enabled you and empowered you to take control over your journey, right? And so while it was awesome and supportive for you for a season, like you guys are rocking it by yourself. It's not like you're tethered, you know, to this group anymore. You guys are flying solo. You have figured it out, right? So some people like to stay in groups for long periods of time, and other people, you know, master, if you will, the fundamentals and then go fly. But before, I guess this is my last question. You want to talk a little bit about how it's changed maybe your marriage and your relationship with your kids a little bit?
Yeah. So with me and Jill, that's one of the things that makes, I mean, it's just one of our alone times together. We've been able to always get out to do a formal date where we're going out and spending money and sitting and eating food that we probably shouldn't be eating. It's time together, isolated from everybody else, doing something that's fun. We're fun together. We push each other doing this. I never realized it until we did some workouts separate. And I'm like, man, I'm much more tired after working out with Jill. Because it's either maybe I'm trying to lift more than her, not lift more than her, but lift more because of her. Because as the guy, I got to show off, right?
Oh, I pay attention to the weight differential. I absolutely make sure that she went up, I got to go up.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's I'm trying to impress her. This is it. But yeah, no, we push each other a lot more in these workouts. We look forward to the time, and when we don't do it, we tell each other. I never thought I'd be the kind of person who misses working out. And when we miss it, we can feel it. But no, I love that time together with her. And yeah, no, it's awesome. It definitely, because her love language is time together. And for us, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as we're getting that time isolated together.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you guys because you have turned your home into the epicenter of health for your family instead of trying to outsource it. Oh no, Brad, come back. We lost your video.
I'm sorry. No. Some weird number called my phone. I had to decline it. That's weird.
I want to share.
You're so famous, people are already tracking your number.
They're like, are you on Facebook Live right now? I'm going to share right here your transformation photo real quick so people can see your hard work. And I got to tell you, Brad. I look at the before picture and your face looks like a completely different dude than the person in the after. I mean, like, if I would have run into the two of you on the same day, I would think that you were not the same person.
I feel like it's dad bod is what that is. And yeah.
So what, you want to share your stats? Like how many pounds did you lose?
So I started around 210, 215 or so. And I think I comfortably wore a 36, a 34 if I sucked it in, right? Yeah. As far as the waist size. And I've been a 36 or a 38 since college. That's been one of those just staple sizes, large or extra large for shirts. So then that's about where I was. And this is after about 6 months of doing this. I got down to a 32. Like Jill bought me a set of 32 shorts that just fit right in. Awesome. They fit great. We went shopping at Gap and I bought a size medium shirt. I'm like, what in the world's going on? This doesn't feel right to be getting these clothes, but it's amazing. They just want to wear them all the time. But yeah, I get, people at work, tell me all the time, Brad, what are you doing? This is, so say, number one, you look good, but it says, what things are you doing? And it's one of those things, it's no magic pill. There's no cream or ointment or any of that. It's just some basic fundamentals and principles that you got to follow. And it's not magic. It just takes discipline and people to do it with, and kind of knowing just a handful of best practices.
Well, the thing I love about, obviously, like you said, having a plan to follow and it takes the emotional, the emotional energy out of it. Like, you can just follow a plan. You don't have to second guess it. You can just, I show up and it tells me what workout I need to do. I have this plan that tells me what I need to eat. And I have this community that encourages my heart, that I didn't even realize I really needed them in my life, really, before I had them. It was one of those things where I was like, oh my gosh, like, these are some. We had this one couple, they came to a coach event with us over last summer. And by the end of the weekend, the husband was like, this is the most positive group of people I have ever been around. Like, he's like, I almost didn't believe it at first. I thought maybe
what's the catch?
Yeah, like, why are they being so fake or whatever? Like, no one can possibly be this happy. But truly, that's what happens when you are pursuing, strength in your life, mind, body, and soul, is that you're just a happier person.
Yeah. No, hands down. You hit the trifecta too. And I think if you take away any of those elements, that it's a much harder to get success. And just overall, there's other health benefits. I used to take medication for rosacea for my skin. I had a lot of red blotches all over. But really, since starting this, I haven't needed that stuff anymore. I'm not saying, I'm not going to advocate abandoning medication, but I'm like, I don't feel like I need it as much as I used to.
Right.
It's, a lot of it's, again, and if we went off it for a little bit for the holidays, and man, you feel it. It's one of those things that, man, when you start getting away from it now, that's it. But no, you hit it. If it's the structure, it's the support, it's all those combined really helps us see results.
Well, I'm just so stinking proud of you, and I'm thankful for your time
tonight
and sharing with us. And I just got to say, I don't know if anybody's watching us, because I can't see that from
there's a few watching
from Zoom or whatever. But
I've got Facebook up and down. That's why I keep looking down.
It is the season to make these healthy changes for your life. Everyone's thinking about them, and like Brad said, all you need is a plan, and that's what Anna and I do. We guide people toward the plan that is the best fit for them, for their workout preferences, for their pace of life, for their travel routines. And then we get you connected to a community that encourages you to just stop quitting and to really get the results that you want. And so if you have been debating on getting involved, if you are, hesitant and not really sure about where to get started, reach out to us. It is literally a 5-second, moment of courage. Like, you just have to find 5 seconds, or what is it?
You just have to hit 1 second, hit send.
You just have to find, 5 seconds of courage to make a decision to actually do the things for your life that you need to do. And, starting typically is the hardest part, but once you get connected to a plan, it takes all that guesswork out, and you just follow the path that's been created for you, and you wind up getting the success that you want. So we invite you to be our next success story, and we want you to reach out to us. You can comment below, you can message us privately, but our next group starts up on Monday, the 15th. And so we invite you to get started with us on your healthy life goals. And who knows, you might just be our next interview.
Awesome. So Brad, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story, especially on the national championship game. I want you to get back with your family. Go watch that.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate it.